Hey everyone, educator and author of the Crunchy Life Kids series, Glen Mourning here with some amazing tips and lessons for all of the inspiring writers out there.
When I was in elementary school, I struggled with reading and barely ever understood what my teachers were explaining. The only time I ever felt successful was when I had free time to write stories.
Back when I was 8 or 9 years old, I loved playing basketball and drawing my favorite players. I also enjoyed illustrating my favorite cartoon characters, but I soon realized that creating wonderful pictures just wasn't enough. I wanted to do more. That's when I learned how to share my ideas on paper by putting them into writing. Do any of you illustrate and write about the things you enjoy and love? Well, great, because I'm going to share some of my professional writing tips and advice for storytelling, which will allow you to bring your ideas to life right in front of your eyes. Tip number 1, don't be afraid to get started. Most of the time, writers think that they have to have all of the words to their stories already in their heads and exactly how they want it to be when they decide to write. But the truth is that most writers start with the process called brainstorming. Brainstorming is when you think of a story idea before you begin writing. This includes listing the type of characters you want to write about, the type of setting you want your story to take place in, as well as the things you want your characters doing or not doing. Examples of characters can be people, animals, vampires, aliens from another planet, or even objects. But if anyone other than humans are talking, we know that those type of stories are considered fictional. Some examples of settings can be a school, a park, on a pirate ship, outer space, back in time to the age of dinosaurs, and so many other awesome ideas. Then we have to decide which characters your story will focus on, what location your story will take place in, as well as what your character or characters will be doing and saying. Once you've considered all of these ideas, it'll be time to start drafting your story. You can start a story in a lot of cool ways. A very popular way of starting a story or narrative is by simply saying, "Once upon a time." But did you know that there are other fabulous and exciting ways to start a story? You can begin your story with a sound effect. Boom! A loud crash could be heard from miles away. Do you see how hearing a loud boom may interest your reader into finding out where the sound came from and who may have caused the crash? You can also start your story off by using dialogue. "I can't believe we are finally here. After searching for centuries, we can finally make our way back to planet Neptune," I said. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Is that second example a story about space travel? Or maybe even time travelers? Lastly, you can start your story off by describing the setting. For example, you can write something like this. "It was the coldest day of the year. Snow was still falling from the sky as it had already reached 3 feet. Cars were buried in a sea of white clouds, and the only thing to do now was wait." By describing the setting, you will cause a sense of curiosity for your classmates and teachers by creating a picture for them to imagine in their minds. So as you can see, by being creative with how you start off, your classmates will be curious to continue reading your story in order to find out more. Well, I don't know about you all, but I can't wait to get started writing my next story. Be sure to review my tips and suggestions to maximize your story writing journeys. For more information on writing, reading skills, and for some awesome stories to read, visit www.glenmourning.com. And until next time, take care everyone.